we get to be very aware of how we feel in the presence of other people. We will always and forever be triggered. It's how we manage the triggers. So my name's Poppy, welcome. Take what you want, leave what you don't. I'm a psychotherapist, psychologist, coach. 30 years practice, I self-regulate. And I won't speak for other people. I come from colour, difficulty, challenge. And that's life, is we get to understand ourselves well, address ourselves, own the truth, and then decide who we want to share our times with and how much and in what way. For us to thrive and be happy, we get to be around other people and do it well. And I don't know about you, I can imagine. 30 years is a long time to hear people's stories, and I'm guessing you've been around people who have hurt you a lot. And you may well have a very heavy heart wall where you're protecting yourself. And perhaps from people like me, people in authority. My word, have I been around some people who've abused their positions of authority with me. It's very scary. And the patterns keep repeating. The things keep coming up for us, so that we can get skillful and see things clearly and see ourselves clearly and act appropriately. Not to pacify, to minimize, to push things away, to ignore, to jolly things up. And that's what I did to a point with the situation with this woman healer. Good God. And I'm very grateful, thank you, Cosmos, universe, for when things don't go as we would like them to. For me, this was a woman, I saw her speak and thought, what an excellent lady, I'd love to work with her. And however, there are a number of red flags, and these red flags had fucking flashlights on them. And I was noting them as they were going. However, it got to the stage where I spent about an hour feeling quite mad. And that's what can happen often, is if we're in the presence of somebody who will not take ownership of what they're doing, we can feel mad. And that's not to say people should take ownership. We're all doing life the best we can with what we've got for the most part. However, when people have often associations with fallibility, not being perfect, and that meaning you're bad, shame attack happens, so they shut down. That's why sometimes people can't and won't and don't and will never apologize, is they have the association of shame, I am bad, the whole of me is bad, with the idea that they might say, that's on me, I did that, I got that off, I was clumsy there, I'm sorry, that, yeah, without the excuse, without the but, without the, I'm sorry that you feel that way stuff. Gaslight the other person. You're bad, you're wrong, you're mad at your end, because if you feel that, then conveniently, I don't have to look at anything that I might be doing over here, because if I do, then I'm going to have this merciless self-attack, which says, I should never even exist because you're not allowed to make mistakes and be clumsy. So this is a woman who's selling courses on authenticity, overcoming shame, being, what's the word? Responsible, healthy individual. I mean, Jesus Christ alive. So what helped me was having beautiful friends. However, what I thought was, I've started to feel really quite anxious, I'm losing it for a minute here. It was very overwhelming because I knew I was gaslighting me. This is at your end, surely. This can't be a woman in this position abusing the position, and, you know, the reality of the grossness can't be happening, it must be you. Sound familiar? So I wrote, and the minute I put pen to paper, I'm like, oh gosh, no, this is not you, you're good. This is somebody here, this is her stuff. my client earlier. Gaslighting. When you try. People can try all they like, love. You're in control. I'm in control of what we think about, what we feel, and what we do. And we don't need to demand someone else does something. It's us. We get to do something. When you try and get someone to believe a version of reality that doesn't exist. I don't need for this lady to change. I'd like to send her love and light. What does get to happen sometimes is we go, hang on, what's happening here? Let me just touch base. My reality, which will be similar to yours, I'm sure, is there was a number of red flags. And that gets to be a no. That's okay. And I'm very pleased with me that I was able to say, I'm just going to take a week and sit with this. And what I'd attempted to do was speak into it with her, and she just couldn't. She couldn't. None of that. And that gets to be okay. Is sometimes the lesson, the blessing and the lesson is being able to see yourself in what's going on. Not be seen, not have someone else do the right thing by us, is for us to do the right thing by us. For you to come to your aid if you're distressed, overwhelmed, confused, which is not a thing. Confusion is a defense against knowing and feeling. Careful if you feel confused, as you get to come closer to yourself and ask, actually, what am I feeling? What do I know? And in here is the knowing, the heart brain. The heart develops before the brain. A still, soft voice, love, fear, judgment, ego, long-winded sentences, lots of emotion, reactivity, recruiting. You have to do it this way, and all of this kind of stuff. This is still, this is soft, this is simple, this is kind. There's no urgency here, there's no emotion here. Sometimes if there's a danger, it might move or go or stop or... Come here, my love. That's where it is, love. Fear. This is not bad or wrong. This is designed to keep us safe, ironically. However, the mind doesn't want or look for what's good for us. It looks for what's familiar. So if it feels familiar, that's not necessarily good. It's just known in terms of historics, memory, familiarity. It's very seductive. Check in here. Do some writing. What am I feeling? What do I know? What did I see? What did I feel? Feel. All emotions are valid. Every single fucking one of them. What we do with the emotion can and does become the problem often. And I don't remember if that's a quote, I've said that, or I've learnt that from someone else. However, everything you're feeling is right on point. What you do with the feeling is the key piece. If you have issue with listening to you, honouring you, making agreements with you, putting words to the truth, what you need, what's okay, what's not, having your back, following through on agreements that you know you get to make for you, doing the right thing for you, being able to take care of you. Thrive Boundaries Mastery is a program that I put together. Wow, took me 40 years. You've got 90 days access. Take it with my love. Have a look at the testimonials. It was nearly £300 in the summer. Now you pledge what you would like to invest because you get to have this program. Take it with my love. Send in lots of it. Go gently. People are peopling out here. However, we are tribal beings. So the more you get to touch base with you and have disciplines and practices where you feel you hear you acknowledge you make agreements with you, you're not manipulatable if you're able to hear you and respond to yourself. You cease to be manipulatable the minute that you have a dialogue with you here, frequently on repeat. You have a relationship with your heart. You listen, you take action, and you follow through. Send in huge love.